10 minutes later, the soldier's blood pressure dropped suddenly. The medical team scrambled to stabilize him. Elena quietly prepared a saline IV bag and placed it within easy reach of the nurses. When they needed it, it was already there. "Where did this come from?" Major Wells asked, grabbing the IV. "I thought it might be needed," Elena said softly. Wells looked at her suspiciously, but said nothing. As the shift ended, Torres approached Elena's station. "You know, logistics girl, you're pretty handy to have around. For fetching things, I mean." Elena smiled politely. "Thank you." She gathered her belongings and prepared to leave. Tomorrow would bring more of the same: invisibility, dismissal, quiet service. But Elena had learned long ago that sometimes the most important work happens in the shadows. Sometimes the people who matter most are the ones nobody notices. She walked out into the night, her old medical kit in hand, ready for whatever tomorrow might bring. "I once served in a field hospital near an active combat zone in 2021. There was a woman there. Nobody remembered her name. We just knew she was always cleaning quietly. The night casualties flooded in. She was the one who provided first aid to 6 people before the medical team could respond. When I write this story, I remember her face clearly. Not because she stood out, but because she quietly saved my life. One afternoon, the base came under sudden artillery fire. A platoon returned with 12 casualties, 2 in respiratory arrest, 3 with severe blood loss. Inside the field hospital, the head nurse had been lightly wounded in the shoulder, and they were short-staffed on doctors. Chaos erupted. Stretchers overturned, bandages scattered everywhere, medical officers running in confusion. Elena was organizing test tubes when it happened. She immediately dropped everything, tied back her hair with surgical tubing, used her jacket as a pressure pad, and began clearing airways for soldiers choking on blood. When one casualty started seizing, the young doctor couldn't find restraint straps. Elena removed the strap from her medical kit, wrapped it around the soldier's jaw, then applied precise pressure to acupressure points beneath his chin to help restore breathing. Lieutenant Commander Jake Morrison, the unit leader with shrapnel lodged in his ribs, saw this and shouted, "You there? You just saved my man's life. Who are you?" Elena simply said, "I need adrenaline, IV bags, and someone to hold steady." Colonel Garrett, the medical officer on duty, walked in to find 4 casualties already stabilized before the chief surgeon could intervene. He stood in the center of the room and pointed, "From now on, triage is under her